Okay, welcome to the match review of Mumbai Indians versus RCB. What a match that was. It's one of the most bizarre cricket matches I've seen in a while. It was so bizarre because Mumbai Indians, for a team that's pretty well known for making great decisions, made every bad decision possible. I mean, I'm going to put a counter here for the number of bad decisions made by Mumbai in this match alone, and you're going to see it rack up. So let's just start off with a recap of the match. And if you didn't watch it or you went to sleep early, nobody would blame you because a 3 hour IPL match went on for 4.5 hours. Some of the overs went on for so long, you'd think Arshdeep Singh is bowling, but no, there weren't that many wides and no balls. It just extended for such a long time, almost an extra innings worth. It's absolutely bizarre how this game went on for so long. And I was usually when the game is supposed to get over, which was around 11:15, only 14 overs had gotten done. If you didn't watch the first innings, here's a recap. Mumbai Indians won the toss and chose to bowl first, which is probably the right thing to do because their bowling hasn't really been firing right, and there's a bit of dew in Wankhede and they have a solid batting lineup, so they probably back themselves. The first thing they do is toss the ball to Trent Bolt. I mean, experienced bowler, world class pace bowler. He can swing the ball both ways. But he had different ideas today. He didn't want to do any of the things that he's done for years now. And he decided, okay, I'm going to give half volley after half volley after half volley, and gets hit for 24 of his first two overs. And RCB find themselves cruising at 33 for no loss at the end of the first three. Now, what you need to understand is the Wankhede pitch is such that the first 8 to 9 overs you can go as slow as you want because the pitch starts to flatten out after that, and you can start to hit in the last 10 overs and easily get a score of about 190 to 200. Now, with RCB with this start, Mumbai really need to contain the runs and they give the ball to the cheat code. Unfortunately for them, he does give a 10 run over, which is not a lot considering the circumstances, but for Bumrah, that's a little bit much. So now, in desperate need for containing runs on a wicket that usually has a bit of seam, you could have gone back to Trent Bolt, which would have probably been a bad idea. Hardik could have taken the ball again. He did only go for 10 runs. Maybe give the ball to Shardul Thakur in search of a wicket. They go to Mitchell Santner and six, 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 four, and he pulls off a couple of dot balls towards the end. But by then, the quota for the over was uh, more than done. And now, after this over, when RCB has 65 for no loss, and with 1 over left in the power play, whoever they go to is going to get hit, except for the cheat code. So they have to go back to Bumrah, and Bumrah bowls a good 6 run over. Now, with this momentum, Mumbai try to come back into the game, 71 for no loss at the end of six. And Mitchell Santner comes back, the right place for him to bowl, and bowls a 4 run over, which is pretty exceptional. And he was bowling really good balls. He almost got Kohli out in that over. In this kind of a situation, where the other team has not lost a wicket in the first 8 overs, which is not at all ideal for you, you have to go to a bowler with a lot of experience, who has a knack for wicket taking, who's done this before, uh, who's played IPL for a long period of time, a tried and tested player. So naturally, they go to Mayank Markande, and I think you know the rest: four, 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 six, and one. A 20 run over. It is an absolutely bizarre decision to give the ball to Mayank Markande, especially when you consider the fact that wrist spinners have never done well in Mumbai. Mumbai has never been a team that has picked wrist spinners and done well. Yes, Mayank Markande had a decent stint with Mumbai, but that was because of his mystery and not because he was turning the ball a great deal in either way. It's the finger spinners who have always done well. I'll put the stats up for the finger spinners and you'll see exactly how well they've done this game compared to the wrist spinner, who went for 2 overs and 40 runs. But I don't want to spoil the rest of the game. The next over, you go back to Santner. He's bowled well. Unfortunately, he does bowl pretty well and goes for 10 runs, which is a pretty good over when you consider the circumstances. Hardik gives himself the ball and another 10 run over with ease. Now, finally, in search of a wicket, they toss the ball to Shardul Thakur. And what does he do? He picks up Phil Salt's wicket, a player who was looking in incredible touch. 78 of 36 balls, and he picks up his wicket. That's exactly what Shardul Thakur can do for you. So right after the wicket, Rajat Patidar comes out to bat, a player who is in incredible form, an annihilator of spin, and the first ball he hits Shardul Thakur for a four with a precise shot that goes directly above mid-off. He's looking at an incredible touch just off the first ball, and you can see that. So naturally, who do you give the ball to? Mayank Markande, because Rajat Patidar is a great hitter of spin, and he didn't have a great IPL last time around, and he's having a great IPL now. We have to keep that form up. We are the Mumbai Indians after all. We need to help his cause to get into the Indian cricket team. So they toss the ball to Mayank Markande, and off Rajat Patidar, six, 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 three sixes, and the over goes for 20 runs. Just when it looked like Mumbai could be getting back into this game, a 20-run over and RCB are taking away the game. Now again they give the ball to Shardul Thakur, and by now the momentum is completely shifted. Shardul Thakur is bowling wide Yorker after wide Yorker, and he's getting smashed by Patidar. And another big over that ends up going for 23 runs. Now Mumbai don't know what to do. They are stammering. So they give the ball to Trent Bolt out of desperation that he will bowl Yorkers, and the next over goes for 16 runs. And a very good comeback from Mumbai at a point where RCB looked like they were going to get 260. They pull it down to 240, which in my opinion is still chaseable. So Mumbai Indians going in with a slim chance, maybe a 20 to 30% chance chasing 240, considering that they have Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, all these crazy batters for them, all these match winners. So now Mumbai go in requiring a fiery start, and to some extent, that's exactly what they get in the first three overs. 39 for no loss. That's exactly where you want to be. In fact, 6 runs ahead of where RCB were. And then Rohit Sharma starts to feel the heat. He gets a cramp. He's not the same. Ryan Rickleton plays a slow over uh, of Rashik Dar, and they're exactly 12 runs an over, which is the ideal situation, but it doesn't look great for them. And then Rohit Sharma's cramp gets worse, and Mumbai end up at 62 for no loss at the end of the first six. That's about 10 to 15 runs behind where they would have wanted to be, but it's okay. Rohit Sharma's off the field. He might come back. You haven't really lost a wicket. And Ryan Rickleton is looking in decent touch, if not great. And then, after the power plays ended, they get a 10-run over, which is good off Krunal Pandya. And then they bring on Surya Sharma. What looked like a terrible decision for MI to bring on the wrist spinner looked like an amazing decision for RCB to bring on the wrist spinner. The major difference is the lengths that he was bowling. Surya Sharma focused on good length deliveries. Mayank Markande bowled half volleys and short balls and got hit around the park. But Surya Sharma did actually bowl pretty good deliveries, and some pretty terrible shot choices also helped his case. Now, first ball, Ryan Rickleton tries to hit it, goes for a top edge, which is not a great shot choice for somebody who's been on the crease for that long. And he gets out, and Surya Sharma picks up a wicket on his first ball. Now, who do you send in? Do you send in when the required rate is at 13 runs and over now? Hardik Pandya, who can smash the ball. Shofin Rutherford, who's a very good sweeper of the ball. He's developed that game, and the ball comes into him from Surya Sharma, and he has a very good leg side game, a very good onside game. Or do you send in the player who has one of the worst starting strike rates against spin in the IPL? The correct option was Tilak Verma, obviously, because who cares about entry points, right? So Tilak Verma goes in, he plays a couple of balls, and he realizes, no, I'm sorry, I'm very sorry, this is not my entry point, and he sweeps a ball straight to fine leg, right into his hand, and Mumbai are essentially 3 wickets down with the required rate at 13.41. The game is essentially done here, but you have Hardik Pandya and Surya Kumar Yadav at the crease. Do not forget that. Match winners, India internationals, they've won games for India. And what continued was a stint where they essentially knocked the ball around for 3 overs uh, at a run rate of about 10, which is not at all what you need. I get you want to take the game deep, but by the 12th over, Mumbai were 119 for 2, which is not bad, but the required rate was 15.25. So the next over was the striking over. They had to hit that over. Suryakumar Yadav goes for a big shot and he gets himself out. Now, when you look back at this innings, you're definitely going to be disappointed. And with that wicket, I think MI's hopes just fell because despite the fact that you have Shafi and Rutherford, a required rate at around 15.25 is just pretty much ungettable. Even if RCB have bad depth bowling, Krunal Pandya had an over, Surya Sharma was bowling well, and it didn't look like Mumbai were going to chase it down. Hardik didn't look like he was going to take the game and win it himself like a Kyron Pollard does. And Shafin Rutherford was new to the crease. He didn't even field. He came in as an impact sub. So nobody would blame you at that point if you wanted to turn off the TV and just go to sleep if you're an MI fan. Because what would ensue would just depress you further. And I think at over 15 it was 11 o'clock, which is the correct time for an IPL match to get over, considering the innings break and a little bit of delay here and there. Hardik Pandya decides enough is enough. I've extended this game until however long it should be. I'm going to throw my wicket. He goes for it. It looked to me like a nothing shot. He was just trying to smash the ball, and the the, the body language showed. He didn't look like he wanted to carry his team into the win, and he just plays what was almost a cut shot, edges the ball, and it goes to deep backward point, and it's a pretty disappointing dismissal considering he was 40 of 22 and the only real chance for MI to win. Now, at that point, at 11 o'clock, the game was done. Required rate at almost 19, and MI were out of the game. Now, RCB did feel a little bit bad for the broadcasters. Uh, their broadcast started at 2:30 for the LSGGT game, and they were watching for, and they'd been in the broadcast for a long, long time. That's about 7.5, 8 hours in the broadcast. Uh, they just have to commentate, and it's not even a great day of cricket that we've watched so far, and everybody's tired. So they decide, okay, let's give them a bit of entertainment, and they decide let's just let Chopin Rutherford do his thing. And in his defense, he did score a 71 of 31, but it was runs that barely mattered because the game was done. At one point, it didn't even look like MI were trying to play for net run rate the way Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya were batting. It just looked like they'd given up hope and they just wanted to get over with the innings and get done with that game. Now, a little bit in their defense, a small bit in their defense, is that there was a bit of tiredness that I could see in Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma, and Surya Kumar Yadav. Let's give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. They've played cricket for the last 5 months almost non-stop, starting from that New Zealand T20 series, the T20 World Cup, now the IPL. It's been a strenuous time for them, and they've barely had any rest. So that could probably explain it, but absolutely nothing defends the tactical errors that they made throughout this game. First of all, Shafin Rutherford's entry point. I think RCB were very good with what I think RCB had their tactics spot on today. Uh, when there were no wickets in the first 8 overs, I think Devdutt Padikkal had just unpadded and gone up to the dressing room because uh, after Rajat Patidar came in immediately, which was the perfect call. And then Tim David, Romario Shepherd, and Jitesh Sharma were there to get them over the line. That is how you get entry points done. And Mumbai absolutely botched it with Tilak Verma's entry points. If you think there's anything MI could have improved on that I didn't cover or any moments that I didn't cover, don't forget to comment it down below. So that was the review. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.